Tools, label item.
Mr. Shelf put it to me this way. He said, Jim, if you had enough reasons, you could do the most incredible things. I never forgot how he put that. If you have enough reasons. See, reasons will change your whole life. Mr. Shelf said to me, he said, Mr. Rohn, I think you've got plenty of intelligence, you've got plenty of talent, you've got plenty of ability. Probably what you lack is plenty of reasons. He said, I don't think your current bank balance is a true indication of your level of intelligence. I was happy to hear that. He said, I think you're much smarter than your present bank balance indicates. And that turned out to be true. I was much smarter. But of course, my first question was, well, then why isn't it bigger? And he said, you don't have enough reasons. You've got enough intelligence, but not enough reasons. So see, reasons can change your life. Here's what else I found out. Reasons come first, answers come second. You don't get the answers to do well till you get the reasons. Life has a mysterious way of hanging on to all the answers and only gives them up to the people that are inspired by reasons. So reasons make the difference in how your life works out. Now, what are some of the reasons for doing well? Let's go through a quick list called Reasons for Doing Well. First is personal reasons. Some people do well for recognition. Some people do well for respect. Some people do well for the way it makes them feel. They love the feeling of being a winner. Those are good reasons. I have some millionaire friends that keep working 10, 12 hours a day, making more millions. And it's not because they need the money. It's because they need the joy and the satisfaction and the pleasure that comes from being a constant winner. And see, it's not just the money anyway. It's the journey, not the money. Once in a while, somebody says to me, boy, if I had $1 million, I'd never work another day in my life. That's probably why the good Lord sees to it they don't get their million, right? They'd quit. They'd quit. Okay. Next is family reasons. Some people do extremely well for other people, and that's powerful. Human beings can greatly affect each other. Sometimes we will do things for somebody else we will not do for ourselves. We're made that way. I met a man one time who said, Mr. Rohn, to do all the things I want to do with my family around the world, he said, I got to have at least $250,000 a year. I thought, incredible. Could a guy's family affect him that much? And the answer is, of course. How fortunate are the people that find themselves greatly affected by somebody for personal achievement. And we are affected. The writer of a recent song said, if not for you, the winter would hold no spring, couldn't hear a robin sing. I just wouldn't have a clue if not for you. So we can be affected. That might be one of the most stimulating reasons to do well, finding somebody. When Andrew Carnegie died, the wee little Scotsman that built the big steel industry, when he died, they opened up his desk. And in one of the desk drawers, they found a slip of paper. On that piece of paper, Mr. Carnegie had written his goal for his life. And he wrote it when he was in his 20s. And on that piece of paper, it said, I'm going to spend the first half of my life accumulating money. I'm going to spend the last half of my life giving it all away.
Just stay encouraged.
What a goal. He got so inspired by that goal that the first half of his life, he accumulated $450 million. And the last half of his life, he gave it all away. Good question tonight. What's got you turned on? What's got you bombed out of sight to get up early and stay up late and hit it all day?
It's not 645.
Next question. What's got you turned off? When I found the answers to those two questions, my life exploded into change. I finally found out what had me turned off, and I got that cured. And then I got me a long enough list of reasons to turn me on. And once the lights went on for me, age 25, they've never gone out. I've fallen out of the sky a few times, but I've never lost that drive to make something unique out of my life. See, reasons altered my whole life. Now, there's another list of reasons called nitty gritty. Hard little reasons. Sometimes those little reasons are the most powerful reasons that can change your life. Sometimes it doesn't take much. I now carry several $100s in my money clip. It's only a few $100s, but it was one of those reasons turned my life around. Just before I met Mr. Show, I heard a knock at the door. I go to the door, and there's a little girl standing there about this tall selling Girl Scout cookies.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
And she gave me...
All right, family, about to get started real soon. Welcome to the call. Appreciate y'all for taking the time to be here. I am live right now with my boy Joe, with Joe Lewis, man. Definitely appreciate you for being here today, Brody.
Yes,
Again,
yes.
It's our second time, man. I think
Run
this
it
is gonna be like a more consistent thing. You know, we really want to take the time to continue to spread the news of what we're doing here in the Atlanta area. You know, I think that being city specific, you know, I heard a comment and a quote one time that said, and real quick, if y'all can hear me, go ahead and drop a 7 in the chat box. I want to make sure that I'm coming in clear. So if y'all can hear me, it's not staticky. Just drop a 7 in the chat box. Drop a 7 on YouTube, and just let me know real quick.
I see them sevens. I see them sevens.
All right, we good? All right, cool. Let me try to fix this real quick so we don't keep having. Oh, that didn't work. Give me 1 second, y'all.
No.
I don't think that's smart.
The eight's gonna break.
You look. It's better, right? All right, cool. Sorry. Had to fix this table that we're sitting on, y'all. You know, hey, this is a real startup. You know what I mean? Like, hey, y'all gonna know, hey, when you see us on the yachts, man, and we out here in the Amalfi Coast shooting this podcast, you know what I mean? With with our girlfriends, you know, with the grapes, you know, feeding us grapes and fine wine and chocolate, you know, you all understand where we started, you know what I mean? Started from the bottom and we're really here, okay? So now we're definitely grateful to have y'all this morning. But what I was basically saying was we have a mission, right? And it's really to create such a big scene here in the Atlanta area, kind of like how they used to do back in the day. Like Atlanta's always been like the mecca, you know, of just so many different things that have something to do with culture, right? When it comes to the African diaspora, when it comes to culture, when it comes to swag, when it comes to all these things, Atlanta has it, and we've been had it, and we want to continue to show that. We want to continue to show that process through the Atlanta Blockchain Center. And I will say that if you're in the Atlanta area and you have not visited the Atlanta Blockchain Center, I would say that you might want to take the time to do that, right? You might want to take the time to go ahead and follow and visit the Atlanta Blockchain Center before we blow up before we blow up too big, and then you're gonna need security guards to go through security and
Some
metal
people already
detectors.
bring their own security
People are bringing their
guards.
own security, huh? So definitely excited. We got the sevens, man. I'm just wasting a little time letting people lock in and tap in. If you're in our Discord communities, both the Coffee and Crypto and the ABC Atlanta Blockchain Center Discord community, please share this link out. Go ahead and make sure you share this link. Let somebody know that we're live, direct, and in full effect. And we're about to go ahead and get to a check right now. Before we get started, though, I want you all to know, to make this disclaimer, that Coffee and Crypto podcast, Coffee and Crypto Network, and also our new founded Coffee and Crypto University is not a financial advice firm. So we do not offer financial advice on these shows. This is for pure entertainment purposes only. So if you are looking to invest into these assets that you may hear or you may not hear on today's show, make sure that you do your own research, right? DYOR, do your own research, Dior, because if you do the research, 9 times out of 10, you will feel good about your own investment. But if I do the research for you only, then you go out there and you invest and you don't have a clue, you probably won't stay in this space long enough to build wealth the same way that, Joe and myself will be in the space because we ultimately love it and we believe in it. All right. So it's now 10:11. I need y'all to light me up real quick because we now have over 22 people that fast on the show between YouTube and Zoom. I would like to increase these numbers today to over 50 people. So I need y'all to work with me today. All right. I need all my baristas. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I need my baristas, the people that be over there behind the bar getting to it, the people that help me cook, the people that help me promote. I need y'all's hands right now. And I need us to conform Voltron, and I need us to go ahead and increase the numbers real quick. So if you're a part of the Atlanta Blockchain Center, matter of fact, I'm finna go do it right now. I'm gonna drop the link again. I don't care. Look, I don't care. I'm a bugaboo. I'm a bug you. Okay. Let them know we're gonna bug you today.
Drop it out too.
Let's drop it in. Let's drop it, man. Let's let these folks know that we're live because we're about to have an amazing episode. And we're gonna talk today about crypto week. Right. We're going to talk about the activation, the Bitcoin scavenger hunt that Skylark and Joe were able to put together. We're going to talk about probably more of these activations that have been happening around the city, and then more of what Joe's plan is for 2026 to make sure that Skylark is the number one Web3 activation and AI platform in the planet. I really believe that the amount of work, the amount of creativity, the amount of what's another word I want to use? Just really enlightened people that come out of the blockchain center. Like it really, I feel like I found my tribe, like, and they say, your vibe will attract the tribe. And I'm just grateful y'all got a vibe, bro, because I'm a part of the tribe now. So with that being said, we're about to go ahead and dive into the show. But before we do, and we start talking to Joe, I wanted to bring up these charts real quick. Okay, I wanted to bring up these charts real quick, and I wanted to show you all what we have going on. Okay, I wanted to pull these charts up real quick and show you guys what we're looking at right now as far as Bitcoin goes. Okay, so let's look at this date real quick. Right now, we're on the 4-hour chart, and I want you all to see how beautifully we've called these plays. Now, as of right now, we're sitting at my trading portfolio. I told you I was gonna keep y'all on track. And if y'all want to see the numbers, you can see the numbers as well. We're sitting at 29-3. Okay, as of this morning, we're sitting at 29-3. And honestly, it's supposed to be 30-2. But I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, I don't feel good about this trade. And I ain't gonna lie, I took like a $15 loss. I was pretty much at break even. And I just got out the trade. Right. But then the doggone thing started dropping again. I could have made money. But then I just said, you know what? I'm not going to have FOMO. I'm not going to have these things. I'm just going to focus. Right. So let's talk about the charts real quick.
To the down and the upside.
Yeah. So we leverage trade. We're doing prop firm accounts. So right now I'm doing a $200,000 prop firm account.
Okay.
And I'm doing a 2-part challenge. Challenge 1 is almost done. Challenge 2 will start next. And then once I hit the 5% on that account for challenge 2, then they unlock that 200 grand and they do an 80-20 split. So I keep 80, they keep 20. And I don't like that. 90-10 would be better, but hey, 80-20 will do just until times get better. You know what I mean? So I'm not too mad at that. But yeah, we've been leverage trading. So I in the Discord, which I know you're in, some of the things that we focus on is the education of trading. A lot of people think we just buy and hold and we don't trade, but we trade. I've been trading since 2018. I've been trading for a long time. I just had a problem I've always knew how to trade. I had a consistency problem. I had a consistency problem. And I think that you know, habits, doing 30 days of something consistently will change your habit, right? So I took a 30-day blitz and I made sure that every single day I at least looked at the chart. And if there was a trade to take, I at least took it in my demo account so that I could become more consistent. Now that I'm more consistent, I'm not as consistent as I would like to be, but now that I'm becoming more consistent, I've noticed that, I'm making consistent money trading, 29-3. That ain't too bad. You know what I mean? If you bat a 29-3 in the Major League Baseball, you're probably bringing in about 50 to 60 million a year, if that's your batting average. So as they say, if you bat a 4 out of 10,
yeah, that's good.
That's still good in the MLB. You're still making 3 to 5 million.
Yeah,
maybe
I
more.
mean, a 3.9 is good too.
A 3.9 is good too. So, so we've been trading. We have another trading educator that's in the platform. It's myself, it's Sana, and then we have another guy that we're potentially bringing in that'll be doing some forex trading, indices and things like that, like US 30, S&P, things like that. So, if there's anybody that's on the YouTube, that's on our Zoom and you're interested in trading, we do not call signals. Right? I don't believe in signals. I believe that a man should learn how to fish or he shouldn't eat. That's my opinion as an entrepreneur, especially in a space like this. You should not be spoon fed through trading, because when you get left out there on the island by yourself, you're not going to do it no more anyway, because you didn't learn the skill set. You're not going to have somebody to give it to you. So we've really been teaching our people how to fish. I want to give a public shout out. It's 1017, by the way. That's my angel number. Light me up with some coffee real quick. But I want to give a public shout out, and he's on the call. My boy don't ever miss. He like me. We don't miss. I want to give a public shout out to my boy Jonathan Tillman, JT, Coach JT here in Atlanta. Bro, pull up to the Blockchain Center on this Thursday. We have if you're available, bro, we have an amazing event. We'd love for you to meet the entire family, JT. But JT's been plugged in, bro. I've never had a student. He's a part of my full-year coaching program, right? I've never had a student that have come in here, bro, and really like say, hey, look, I'm going to do this trading thing. I'm going to learn this. And he's been trading for maybe 5 months, and he's very consistently doing his thing, making money, losing money, doing what he's supposed to do, right?
Yeah. Taking the blows and getting up and going back in.
That's it. And everybody doesn't have that heart. So I just want to, or they do, they just have to discover it, right? Not saying they don't. I think everybody has it in them. You just got to pull it out of you. And JT, the difference, if you want to know, and I want to share this with y'all, if you guys want to know what the difference, like if you're in my full-year program, because a couple of you on this call is, or if you're a part of our Discord group, or if you've taken our boot camps that we do, if you want to know what the difference between maybe you and John JT may actually be, I'll give you one word. That one word is called desire. He has a burning desire. 2 words: burning desire. See, desire is the starting point of all achievement. It's the first step towards your riches, right? It's the first step. So in order for you to become wealthy, in order for you to achieve anything, you have to have a burning desire about it. And that's something that JT has. That's something that you have, bro. I don't, there's not a moment that I've ever seen Joe and he's not like completely submersed in what he's doing. Like some people would say you're like probably manic. That could be a word, like a freaking maniac. You know what I mean, bro? Like for real. Like some people, they might say it to you, but I'll let you know, bro. You're a little manic, bro. You know what I mean? And that's good. So is Bill Gates. So is Warren Buffett. So is, so that's how I know I'm sitting next to a billionaire.
I appreciate that. I mean, I don't, not many people have described it as manic, but I don't mind the word manic because I actually do feel it like there's a lot of information that's traveling around. You gotta stay on top of it.
You do. You have to be manic.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I'm a little manic myself, man, at times. I think that there's levels of it. It's manic, but it's also discipline. There's a high level of discipline. I think that just naturally
Tenacity is the word that I like
that's a good
to
word.
that I like to couple with manic is tenacity.
Tenacity.
Yeah.
All right. All right, cool. I like that. Tenactically manic. And I just made that up. I made those words up, but can't nobody hire me, no fire me. So we good these days, you know what I mean? But the only people that can't hire me now is coffee. Shout out to Prevail Coffee, shout out to Prevail Coffee. The coffee, I definitely appreciate you all for serving us this morning. We're sitting inside the coffee shop today. If you all wanted to know, the coffee that we had this is the same coffee shop that we did our event at. So I was like, we might as well have a full circle moment and meet me up here this morning, Joe, and let's talk some junk. All right. So I'm gonna get through these charts real quick, and then we're gonna dive into the activation, and we're gonna hop up out of here today, y'all. There's no crypto news today. We'll cover that on this Thursday coming up and throughout the week in our Discord group. All right. But I do want to take a look at these charts because I mean we called this thing out impeccably, family. All right. Look at this. We said number one. Okay, if y'all look right here, this was July 10th of 2025. Okay, July 10th, which was almost 2 months ago. Well, no, 1 month ago,
July
not
10th.
even a month ago. That was less than a month ago, 5 days away, right? So we saw less than a month ago, the market for Bitcoin broke $111,991, $111,991. We broke it intensely. Now, somebody let me know. Do y'all remember when this broke? I remember this day, but do y'all remember when this broke? Because this was our major resistance, right? Now it's become, I'm going to leave it as the major resistance, but y'all already know I'm going to change it to the blue because now we're on the ocean floor, right? We exploded through the ocean. All right. We went up to the sky, right? And then we came back down. We did a high level of consolidation, which I told you all. We had our first fake out, which made everybody think that Bitcoin was going to the moon. We hit 123, and then that wick pulled back, that daily wick, because this is a daily wick. It pulled all the way back, and we ended up pulling back down to here. And then we consolidated sideways. I told you all that the market was going to do one of two things at that moment, but I told you all I was only going to draw out one thing I believe it was going to do. And I told you I believe that we were going to break back below this white level, 114,779. I told you I thought we were going to break below that, right? And we were going to retest it, and then we were going to drop it low, girl. Drop it low, girl, right? And what did we do, family? Let me show you exactly what we did, right? Listen, I feel like lethal shooter now. I understand it now. There was a time when I didn't understand trading. Now we understand trading, and I believe that we can now build wealth and get rich on purpose. And that's what I've always wanted to do. So let me show you exactly what I said was going to happen. So I told you all we were going to break, and that's red level. So we were going to break down, right? And we were going to hit this level. Well, we went a little bit deeper and we went down to 111. Cool, right? But then we ended up pulling back and we retested. We ended up pulling back and we retested this same exact level. And do y'all see this pre-markup right here, y'all? I said it was going to hit exactly at this white level and it was going to drop down. Look exactly what happened, y'all. Very little pullback, not much pullback, right? If you had a decent stop loss in there, which my stop loss would have been right above this level, which we never even reached it, we are still in profits, right? Forever in profits, matter of fact. Okay. So I wanted to share the chart with you all to show you that if you stay consistent, right? If you become obsessive, right? If you have a level of tenacity that is undeniable, nothing can stand in your way and nothing can stop you. And I'm just a living testament and testimony, family, that you can literally do this. You can literally do this, y'all. You can become a day trader. You can become an investor and you can make money in these markets. So where do we go now? Right? That's probably the next question. Vincent, where do you think the market is going? Well, like I told Joe before we even started, this is what I pre-see. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw it out because y'all know look, I like results, you know. I like to show that I like to have my track record so y'all can't say that we didn't get rich on purpose. Okay. So check this out. Boom. That's your next move. So if you missed the original entry, um, this is a more riskier entry because we're predicting that we're gonna go back below a major level of resistance and support. But that would be your sell-off right there. That's your selling point. So 111,991 could potentially be a good area for you to potentially sell off for Bitcoin and maybe catch some money, some pips between 111 to 108. And maybe a little bit deeper than that if we really did a deeper analysis. But if you all want to do a deeper analysis, meet me on my Thursday call. Okay. Each and every single Thursday, we have our advanced trading session, and you all can feel free to tap in to plug in. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into today's show. I think we got enough people here. I appreciate you all. Appreciate you all for being here for real. All right, let's get it. So look at
Bar chef. Let's fucking go.
let's fucking go. Hey, shout out to YouTube, man. I appreciate you all for being a part of this. So with that being said, so again, this is Joe. This is my second time interviewing you, Joe, and I was saying we should make something more consistent, like kind of like how the H bar bull does, or kind of like how bearable bull, almost all these bulls, you know what I mean?
Bull markets.
Yeah, maybe I should be Vincent Bull. Vincent, the Vincent Bull or something. I don't know, but maybe I'll just stay Vincent Owens. Coffee Bull. Coffee Bull.
Coffee bull for work.
Yeah, this Prevail Coffee do be having me feeling bullish though, man. I'll be excited.
Prevail bull.
Prevail Bull. A prevailing bull.
I mean, what we are going to be talking about.
What are we talking about today, though, Joe? Because
we are going to be talking about names.
Okay.
Right. So, like, we're giving names to this show, and one aspect of the scavenger hunt that we held here at Prevail Coffee during Crypto Week, wrapping up Crypto Week, was the idea of naming, a drink. Right.
Oh, okay.
Then communities participate in that.
That was one of the questions.
That was one of the questions on the scavenger hunt. So, like, while we're here trying to come up with a name, we can actually divert this back to the community. And if the idea is to come up with like a community segment of the coffee and crypto podcast, right?
Yeah.
Let the community decide what it should be called.
So kind of like more like a DAO, a decentralized, but just
like
period.
Just like co-creation.
But this is something that Skylark can provide for.
Yeah, Skylark can provide the ability to source that information, but at the end of the day, it's co-creating, letting your community be a part of the decision-making process, right?
That's very valuable. And I think just talking about that, and I know we kind of just jumped straight into it and spearheaded, but I like it. What benefit do you see? What businesses do you see Skylark working with going into 2026? I know right now you work with a lot of businesses at the Blockchain Center, and that's because we're all startups and we support each other, number one. But what industries, what avenues are you really seeking to connect into to explore with Skylark moving into 2026?
That's a great question. So I'm gonna answer it by where my mind is currently like at.
Yeah, it's gonna always change, I'm sure.
Right. And the reason why is because I've started to move in that direction already. So I think I initially started building Skylark off of the model where uh digital engagement was going to be like something that needed more conversion. Like, oh, I don't have enough followers on social media. How do I gamify that? But as I started to really tap in more and build out, I really realized the power of IRL communities. And
so for people that don't know what IRL is,
in real life,
it's okay.
in real life communities,
in real life. Okay.
right? So physical, in the physical, right? So if you look, right, actually coming back to March or when we got back from East Denver, like around April-ish, since then, most of the activations have been at physical locations or physical experiences. All the stuff that Tia has been doing with Sweet, physical, that was all been physical. The coffee and crypto stuff, physical, bookstore gallery, physical. Um, Physical, I think physical needs to be highlighted, especially because
Smacked.
smack physical.
Hmm.
But the reason why I'm saying this is because engagement is frothy, fluffy, and noisy online. You want to identify those that are willing to get away from their screen and come and meet you somewhere.
Okay.
And then when they come and meet you somewhere, you want to give them something good in reward in return, and you want to collect, you want to engage them for that experience because they took the time to come to your space and engage you in that, like getting those return people to come into physical. So to answer your question is why I've been like working with physical spaces,
Okay.
retail businesses.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
Okay.
that to answer your question more specifically, those are the ones I
Physical business. Physical
physical
businesses.
retail businesses.
Okay.
I hope this
It doesn't have to be,
I'm
it doesn't
planning
have
to
to be
tap
an
into those
event.
in 2026. I mean,
It doesn't have to be an event. It could be like, let's say, let's just build something down in our head, right? Um, a new clothing store opens in Atlanta. Urban wear,
yeah, yeah,
streetwear.
even with that shit.
They
I
they
was
they
just with one
do.
yesterday. I was just at a store yesterday.
Okay.
Couple of new clients that I can potentially pull on.
Hmm.
Will be pulling on this fall,
Hmm.
and they're all well. One of them is a clothing brand store, and then other like art galleries.
Okay. Okay. But see, art galleries are easier, but I wanted to talk about just like a clothing brand because we all wear clothes, right?
Right? Okay.
And and the clothes that you wear kind of defines you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about engagement, and I wanted to talk about turning engagement into dollars,
Mm-hmm.
right? How Skylark helps you turn your engagement into dollars. Because if I can be honest, the data that you sent me, which we'll go over a little bit of that data today, I'm sure, but the data you sent me, it was valuable because it lets me know how I can possibly monetize by building my story around that. I believe that as an early brand and doing these pop-ups before I even have before you even have 1,000 customers, right? You're so early before you even have 1,000 people that know about you, right? You know you're early. These are exciting times. And um, I believe that the engagement that Skylark, or excuse me, the service that Skylark provided to my business with the data that I was able to get on the back end, I can continue to build the structure of my events off of that data so that people who naturally are, who came originally, they'll continue to come back because you have that data on knowing what they like or what they would have liked to see the next time. A lot of people put events together and they miss out on that engagement data. They miss out on that data and they say that data is the new oil,
Yes.
right? So,
Well, Ethereum is also the new oil. But yeah, keep going.
oh God. Oh no, we're gonna shut this off early today, family. I'm just we're about to shift the conversation now. Hold on. What you trying to say?
I can't drop that gem. I can't drop that gem. Yeah, my bad. My bad. My bad.
He said Ethereum is the new oil. The H bar is the new oil, man. What are you talking about, Joe? But that's why Ethereum has everybody wants to connect to Ethereum though at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? Like you have to be EVM compatible because if you're not, you're really not. You're not, well, excuse my language, you ain't shit if you don't have an EVM compatibility. Even XRP has EVM compatibility, right? So
Yeah.
you're right. EVM is, or Ethereum is the new oil. Damn, nobody ever said that to me before. I always say data. You said Ethereum. That's dope.
No, they both are. I'm just So they both are. I mean, if you want to get into the weeds of like what makes Ethereum valuable, it is the data,
Mm,
like the smart contract data that is happening on chain, and then be able to just basically say that as that continues to like perpetuate, and then it's gonna continue to like burn,
mhm,
then you're basically like fueling the network.
mm.
That's one perspective of my
We're
perspective.
gonna talk about that on the next
Yeah, but
one
that's
then.
that.
How
So we
about
can
that?
we can dive into that
I would
later
love
on.
to, bro. Love to have you on to
Yeah.
talk more deep stuff about these tokens and these ecosystems because I know that you're very knowledgeable. We both are, bro. So would love to talk more on here. People would love to hear it too, I know. But yeah, so so getting back to the point, turning turning Skylark, you businesses, there's plenty of business owners that are on the line right now. I'm looking at some of them that are commenting on YouTube and Zoom. How can Skylark help them turn their engagement into dollars? Why do they need to work, work with Skylark? Because you don't even need to be in their city. You can be anywhere
Yeah, it's
and set it
online.
up
Yeah,
for them,
they
right?
can set
So
it up themselves. Yeah,
they can set it up themselves.
yeah, they can set it up themselves.
Damn, talk to us more about that. How do we how does that work?
So I mean, I'm gonna share my screen in a second,
Okay.
but it's in essence to answer your question, right? The concept of you, and you answered it as well. You said the answer already, right?
Oh shit.
Like tapping into returning customers are not missing those points at which people are experiencing different moments and capturing that and knowing how to convert that, right? Like,
Hmm.
it's an interesting thing. I'm going to be talking about this more this weekend at my workshop. Uh,
What's the workshop?
Workshop that I'm hosting at ABC
Okay.
at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come on out. This is the first workshop that we're hosting for Skylark, getting people onboarded. You can sign up, you get your own account, and we'll be running the special. If you come in person, you'll be able to sign up at a discounted price this Saturday.
Saturday.
But
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
the point this is this has a lot to do with where we're going with AI as well. That the point that I'm about to make is that a lot of people operate their business off of information that they find on the internet, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you go and
Chat GPT.
go on Chat GPT, or
Yeah.
you try and you research, oh, how to do this, how to do that. But at some point that hits a ceiling.
Why?
And in fact, AI is already hitting a ceiling when it comes to data.
Okay.
And the reason being is they don't have access to the experiential
Custom?
customer or experiential data points that happen when you have full engagement of an individual that comes to your brand. So if I come shop with you one time, right,
Okay.
that's one point of engagement,
It's 1 point.
right? I might have been very happy that day,
Mhm.
right? I may have spent a little bit more. I may have been very up that day. What happens next month? Am I down? How do I live within your ecosystem? How does that change
Mm,
from point to point? What are
mm,
my interests,
mm,
right?
mm,
How do you fully start to like paint a picture
mm.
of your customers? You want that return and engagement, right? And you want if that's not captured by simply going online and
It's
figuring
not.
out how to run your business.
It's not.
You gotta engage your audience.
Right.
And then that in turn gives you gotta also contextually uh
Mm.
form it towards them as an opportunity to grow the brand together.
So you got an engagement farm. You got a farm engagement, basically. Or is that not that? That's not a
That
good term.
word
Engagement farm is a terrible word.
I mean it's a word now. A lot of the
It's
farming
derogatory, kind of.
it's kind of derogatory in my
Yeah.
opinion, but I understand why people say it because you know you gotta sow the seeds for your community to come alive, which is essentially what farming is. But I prefer like contextually speaking, like if you don't have like proper foundation for a house
Okay.
to to stand upon, it's going to eventually start to sink, right? And you're still all the stuff that makes the found like the structural integrity of a home, right? All that puts there, right? Like food in your house for, if you have people that you live with people in your house. These are you just have to feed your community in a way that it returns back value towards you. So uh maybe the farming aspect is a good analogy, but I'd rather say the watering aspect because you plant these seeds, but then you got to actually
So
also
we call it
cultivate and harvest.
like harvest. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So we just call it engagement harvesting,
Yeah.
cultivation,
Oh,
engagement
it's
cultivation,
cultivation. Yes, that's the
engagement
cultivation.
cultivation.
That's the better word that I like to use.
That's the full
Cultivation.
process.
Cultivation, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I love that, man. So you know, I think that people miss out on that piece of their business. Like, for instance, someone comes in, let's say you have this clothing store and your average sale is, your shirts are going, anywhere between 150 to 200 to 300 bucks, right? That's most of these urban wear stores. You're not getting shirts underneath, especially long sleeves. You're not getting a shirt under 150 bucks unless it's on sale, right? Which is crazy these days, but it's the truth. So your average person comes in, maybe they come and visit you and this is their second time coming in. And the first time they spent, let's say you tracked it through Skylark with that data, right? And they spent $175 the first time. The next time they come, let's say they spent $400, right? Why do you think they spent the $400? And then what I was going to say was this, right? Now that you can see that, you can see that the first time through Skylark's data, somehow programming it, you can see they spent 175 the first time, they spent $400 the second time. Imagine if you sent them a coupon after that second order because it was bigger through Skylark, because Skylark gave you that data that you could activate your store, you could sync that, and you could send them a discount. And now it's like, okay, the next time you come in, you can get 10% off, right,
Yeah.
of your order. Like, I think that if Banana Republic, if Zara, if these businesses did stuff like that, where they incentivized and rewarded customers for even spending more, because now it's like, shoot, I might come back in 2 weeks to spend that 10% off,
Yeah,
right?
well, a lot of the big brands are doing that. That's what makes them,
That's what they're doing
that's
already.
there. A lot of a lot of big brands are doing that, right? And that's like makes them successful. But even in doing that, a lot of the smaller brands aren't doing that,
That's what I'm saying.
right? And
Yeah,
that small brands tap into what some of these bigger brands are doing, and that's why that's why I started Skylark
I know, man.
to really give that power to decentralized ecosystems, right? Communities that don't have access to the wherewithal and the marketing dollars of these bigger brands, right?
So what is Skylark in because I still think that people are still a little bit, because even me,
Yeah.
and I have to start with myself. So I would assume that if I'm still a little bit, and we work together, if I'm still a little bit unclear, right, of what Skylark, because I tell people all types of stuff I think Skylark is, but by definition from the founder, in the simplest form, what is Skylark so that a eighth grader would understand?
Yeah, uh so let's use an example that we had here, right? Skylark is an on-chain engagement platform for brands, communities, and creators to build these experiences, gamified experiences, right, whereby which people could participate and unlock rewards. So
Okay.
from a eighth grader standpoint, medium that would resonate well with them if you think about the idea of what we did here, right? I go to I go around, I scan a QR code,
Mhm.
and it may be next to a painting or next to a picture or next to the coffee
Mhm.
that is served here. But what's important about that coffee, right?
Mm.
Why was it placed there? Why was it named this?
Mm.
Right? There's a level of exploration and discovery that I can tap in as the customer
Mm.
to learn more about the brand. But then from the brand side, you want to identify who's willing to take these steps to get closer to you as the brand. right? Because now you find your super fans.
Wow.
So that's
The super fans.
that's how I would break it down.
I love that.
Now the actual tooling and the engagement things that we have, I actually will share my screen
Mhm.
in a second. But to come back to one of your initial points around like uh track and retail,
Mhm.
that's something that we want to grow into as well, because like being able to know if a customer spends $100 this month and then 450, were they doing that because they suddenly incurred more money, right?
Mm.
Or were they just initially testing the
Are they a
water
super
with the
fan now?
brand,
Yeah.
and now they're a super fan?
Yeah.
What made them transition from point A to B? Usually that part of transitioning process isn't captured. It's more just it's not nurtured,
Mm.
right? That's another word that goes
I
well
like
with
that.
cultivation as well, is
Nurturing.
nurturing your audience. Because when you have the ability to take 5 or 6, even if you're just starting out your business, and basically bring them on a journey
Mm.
along with you. And the other great thing that I always harp on when as we've been building Skylark is the idea of storytelling. So
I love that.
uh what is your brand story,
Right.
right? And what is your moat, right? Like what makes you so unique? Why do
Yeah.
I care about the education
Mm.
that you got to offer me
Mm.
from trading information that you have to offer me? Like, why don't I just go take trading information from somebody else? There's a bunch of traders.
Yeah.
Why do I resonate with you? Right? You gotta kind
That's
of
your story.
that's their story. So you don't want to be,
Your moats. I love it. I say that all the time to my people as well,
yeah,
bro. Like the moat thing is so important,
yeah,
man. This
what's your moat? You
mm,
don't want to just be uh a commodity where it's like, all right, you're here today, gone tomorrow.
mm,
I can replace Vincent with another trader,
mm-hmm.
right? So how well does Vincent know me? How well does Vincent actually care about my day to day?
Man, you speaking. So people, so that goes back to one of my favorite quotes, another one of them that says, people don't care how much you know. And John Maxwell said this, leadership coach said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah,
People don't care how much you know, no matter who you are, how much you know. If you don't care about them, if you don't show you care, and that's something I really did value about Skylark. I could really tell, like from the pictures that were taken that you shared with everybody, to the people being able to take time to actually write specific things. Some people don't care about that type of stuff, right? They're not going to put anything anywhere. But those people that actually love to give their mind on something, give their piece, give their 25 cents, 10 cent into which is most people,
yeah.
right?
Some a
You
lot
give
of
them that
people, you
avenue
give them
to
that
do it.
avenue.
Most people don't, most brands don't even give them that avenue. But I noticed that by adding the Skylark activation to the things that I'm going to be doing, it gives me that opportunity to show people that we care because we're going a step.
There's always going to be 1 or 2 people that want to give their opinion and say something, right? So if it's 1 or 2 people, it's more than the people that you had when you started the thing. And if you came into this thing with no other input than your own brain, right? And then you leave with 2 more opinions to consider than
Mm,
your own brain. It's informational, because leaving with just what did you learn?
mm,
If you
mm.
came with your own thoughts and you left with your own thoughts, what did you learn?
Damn, just talking to yourself.
If
You manic too. Hey, that person manic too, huh? Sheesh.
if I didn't pick up anything, if I didn't get any feedback, what did I learn?
Sheesh. Nothing. I mean, you learned the same.
I
You learned the
could
same
make an
thing.
assumption. I mean, I could make an assumption that, oh, this went well, but
Wow.
you're operating in the dark at that point. So, but the one last thing I want to say before uh just putting the app on the screen is like, when you think about the idea of uh relating to your audience, right? It it gives you more to, you know, build off of. Like now you're not just selling coffee,
Mhm.
right? You can break into other, keep going. Yeah, you want to look at your laptop. You can break into other industries, right? You can sell, you can build your brand more horizontally across other opportunities. So whether you want to get into merch, right? Whether you want to get into like uh other type of storytelling, you're extending your IP range.
Mm. That's very important. This whole IP thing is like extremely important. Like and I bel like having that data, having that data is a huge process of your IP. Like I just think about ever since like, oh dang, unplugged it again. Look at Nova. We have Nova in the building this morning for all the people from the blockchain center. Y'all should know Nova, right? Y'all should definitely know Nova. If you ever seen the Skylark actual logo, if you actually seen the Skylark logo, this logo was actually inspired, by the Skylark. You would plug it in one more time, bro. It keeps unplugging. If we don't plug in the computer, we just gonna disappear on y'all. Y'all be like, where'd it go? Yo, shout out to everybody on YouTube. Look at Tia, NFT Tia. I don't know who Frozen Squash is, but they say, Bar Chef. Is that Marlon?
Yeah.
Look at Marlon. Marlon in the building. My boy Zatrick in the building. My beautiful girlfriend's in the building. Brian Carter in the building. Tammy in the building. Everybody in the building. All right, cool. So we still got a lot of people on. Do you want to share your screen? I know we're kind of coming into the last minutes of the show. If you want to just share your screen, and now I guess we're gonna go into just showing some of the things that Skylark, some of the data, some of the points that Skylark can actually do for your business. The whole purpose of today's show is to encourage and inspire you all, number one, to come to this Saturday's pop-up, an event for Skylark, to actually get signed up for the activation. Sign your business up, sign yourself up, whatever the case may be, right? Get pre-signed up, get grandfathered in, as I'm sure that's what it is, right? You're getting grandfathered in. Think about it like this, y'all. If you had got grandfathered in, I want to use one example. If you got grandfathered into Helium Mobile, right? If just that one alone, if you were at Consensus in 2023, if you guys ever went to Consensus in 2023, Helium Mobile was giving people at Consensus that came to their pop-up event free cell phone service, $0 a month. All those people are grandfathered in to a $0 a month cell phone bill. How would that impact and change your life if your cell phone bill is $0 a month? So imagine now if you could get grandfathered in the Skylark at a lower price, at a discounted price, damn near free. The price is almost free. That's the good part. It's almost free.
And there's more features coming. So as the time it goes by next year, right? And now when other people coming on for a higher price, you get access to all these cool features at the price that you got in at lower side.
Y'all better be there on Saturday. Will you have any online? So if they can't make it on Saturday in person, will you have any opportunities for people that may be in California on the show or Alabama on the show to be able to?
I will drop the link in the chat.
Okay. You'll drop it in our Discord as well?
Yeah, just so people can RSVP.
Okay.
And then I have been a couple people have been asking me if they can join like via Google or Zoom.
Okay.
So it's still RSVP, and what I'll do is I'll still drop the Zoom link in the RSVP, but only to the people that RSVP.
Okay.
Right. So even if you can't make it in person, just go ahead and RSVP. That way I can message you the link.
Drop some coffee if y'all gonna RSVP. I want to see coffee Saturday morning. Y'all better have y'all. But matter of fact, we're gonna cancel our Saturday morning call. There won't even be a Discord call, and our Saturday morning call will be for people who register for Skylark. You know what I mean? Because I want to make sure. Because I think that everybody.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be there. We're gonna be talking about what we did.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead, Joe. You could take over, and then we'll end the show after you're done.
Okay, yeah. So I just wanted to recap. Uh, First, I wanted to just go through uh Skylark app. Right now, I'm logged in. These are a lot of the activations that I've ran over time.
Sheesh.
But sorry, go back real quick.
Obsessive.
Uh, I want to tap in and go to the analytics real quick. Right, so go to the analytics that we had when we had this event here. Right, I wanted to showcase the engagement.
The origin story. I love that.
Right,
That's good, bro.
so we had a number of people that participated. You can see all this here, right? But you also like get another key thing that you get access to from a admin side is you get access to wallet info.
He ain't leaving no money on the table. Hey, Marlon. Hey, Marlon ain't leaving no money on the table, man. I rock with it, man. We need all Bitcoin. We need it all, man. Let's go.
Wait, is this? Oh,
Look at Zatrick. Zatrick got his.
yeah, he got his.
Oh yeah, Zatrick. I dinner on Zatrick.
So I wanted to highlight, we're capturing some of that participation here, and in addition, you're able to get like over time, we'll be building out more features that will basically allow you to know more about the participants that are engaging with you.
Okay.
Right. But from a minimum right now, you get the wallet address, and that wallet address can really give you, an understanding of how you can nurture your audience based upon other things that they do on the blockchain.
Oh wow.
Right.
What? How?
Well, wallet address, like, that's the value. That's the future of on-chain data, right? Right. When you have a
Walk
wallet
me through it now.
address.
Walk me through it, bro. Walk me through it.
Okay, so the future of on-chain data,
Okay.
right? One of the reasons why brands will start switching to crypto or blockchain is because of the wallet address. So now, if I'm right now, right, uh, JP Morgan just signed Chase to sign the deal with Coinbase,
Right.
and they want to make it easier for you to onboard into crypto.
Okay.
Why?
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 So that they can have one wallet address that's connected to your entire life. Because most people are only going to have one wallet. Once it really gets down to it, like right now, I have 20 wallets, right? But when it's really simple and everything is interoperable, it might be one wallet, right, that you have, and one main wallet that becomes like your maybe, in my mind, it becomes your new social security form kind of like identity, your own
Identity,
a new identity. Not maybe not social, but a form of your digital identity.
Yeah, exactly. So I started this earlier by highlighting that the need to capture, engagement needs to be more 360. So for like Chase, if I know that I have your wallet address and I can see what you're spending money on, right? I can then push emails towards you, towards like offers, right?
Good God.
So these key data points is what we want to empower businesses with, right? So I just want to highlight that.
That's good.
That's one
That's
part
good.
of the data.
That's good.
So that day, just want to recap. We did some check-in, right? And we also did some, what else we did that day? Let me move this thing out my way. We also reflected on the history. So one of the coffee bean bags that are here is known as the red tails,
Right
here at Prevail, right?
I went to Tuskegee.
Which we went to Tuskegee, and that's actually the history that's related to the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yep.
Right, the red tails.
Red tails,
right. So that the bag that's named red tails in this activation, we actually had people learn about that.
Wow.
Via video, right? You had to click on the video, watch the video, and then answer polls and questions about it.
Wow.
Right. So we set that up.
That's pretty cool.
And the last thing that we did was we actually tapped into some people's origin story, your story as well, as to by you sharing your story with me, we were able to create an experience by which people were able to say, okay, this is why I like coffee. right?
Hmm.
And had you not told me that, right, then we wouldn't have known to do this. So that goes back to one of my earlier points, which is like we gotta, as brand owners, you gotta be able to share your story with other people because it was actually a very good story. It was a story of community.
Yeah.
It was the story of Vincent drinking coffee every morning because it was something that he was doing when he was engaging with y'all,
Right.
right? So it brought for him, it was a symbol of his connection to everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was very communal for you to operate in that manner.
Okay.
So let's look at what other people said,
That's good, bro.
right? For other people, some other people that uh participated, someone said that they were in a relationship, and they were in a relationship with a coffee drinker. From there, they came to appreciate the warm beverage that started their day.
Wow, that's good.
That's a good one, right?
That's a
I
good
feel
one.
like knowing from a brand perspective, like how people start getting into coffee, uh, I I I make me personally, I wasn't a big coffee drinker, still not
Yeah.
am a big coffee drinker, but I would say uh that there are other things that I am very huge on,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And one of those things is streetwear,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And one of those things is within that niche is Japanese streetwear.
Mm.
And you wouldn't know that about me unless you asked me these questions. And you would have to want to know, well, what got you into specifically Japanese streetwear?
Anime?
Not anime, but Pharrell
Oh.
and Nigo
Oh
were
yeah.
doing a lot when Bape was coming
They
out
were, bro. It was
and
killing it.
skateboarding and hundreds. So like that level of like information would help people relate to me more. And knowing
Mhm.
that, this is a very probably a good avenue for people who, are fall in love with coffee. It might have been off of a relationship, right? It might have resonated that warm feeling starting the day with that coffee, right? Let's look at my brother owns a coffee shop,
Mhm.
right? So what does that tell you about that person? They may have some knowledge that may be pertinent to growing your coffee brand
Man,
because
that's
they
good.
have a brother
They have another coffee shop. We might be able to do an activation
with
at
them.
another
Yeah,
coffee shop.
exactly.
Damn.
Right. Um,
Damn, that's good. That's
like
good.
yeah, I just enjoy the taste of caramel coffee. Can't complain. Boom, there's a new flavor you can offer, right?
Caramel coffee. Okay.
Caramel coffee.
Okay.
I used to make the coffee at my first big job. It was a design studio, and I was the office assistant, and everybody kept getting mad because I didn't know how to make coffee. So they realized how important it was, and then they started to perfect their skill. So there's now somebody who understands the importance of perfecting a skill,
Oh,
right? So
mm.
they obsess myself. So this
That's that word obsessed again. They go
again,
obsessed.
in
Good
my
God.
opinion, this is a good set of data because you're finding people who A, obsessive with their craft, B, may be related to this, and they shared this information with you,
That's good.
right?
That's
And you
good.
tapped into it, and you can basically, cultivate your community, nurture your community around these points. You can create content, create opportunities to extend this as well. Now, so that's one avenue. And the last avenue that I want to go through before wrapping up today, and was well, one more after that. But so we started off. The Skylark have a coin or alpha, some alpha for those that come this week. You'll learn about what's going to happen there
Mm-hmm.
this weekend. If you come this weekend, RSVP to the event, you'll learn more about that coin
Mm-hmm.
item. Uh,
And yo, and shout out to the ABC because I just heard that new cohort.
yeah, someone's in it. Congratulations.
Yo, shout out, yeah, for real. That's crazy, man. But no, finish what you're doing
Yeah.
though. Because your whole business came from that cohort, bro. Like, well, not the whole business, but a huge portion of what you do came from
The
that.
hustle, the
Yeah.
tenacity to keep, well, I had the hustle and tenacity before, but the encouragement and the
Dude,
mentality,
I'm
a
excited.
lot of shifted through the cohort, man.
Yeah, we'll be announcing that
Yeah,
soon,
yeah.
though. Hell yeah.
But anyway, so keep going here. One of the engagement points from that Saturday also was us trying to understand, like, hey guys, help me name my next brew, right?
Mm,
And there
damn.
were there was
Okay.
a there was a poll, right,
Okay.
that was on there, and the top three results was proof of roast, right? Proof of roast. Come up with a bag called proof of roast. Called come up with
That's a whole protocol, man. It's a protocol, bro.
it could be
That's a
it could be
protocol, man. Somehow.
clarity roast because
That's
the
fire.
first thing when you
Clarity
you
roast.
know you
Proof of
get
roast though is
you
crazy.
got that signal you're about to take that trade, right? You got some clarity.
Mm.
It's you up in the morning, you get clarity. Um, Genesis Brew, again, first cup of the day.
Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also crypto related, right?
Yep. Yep.
So these were three names
That's good.
that received the top vote. So it gives you something to work off of. Again, you're not shooting in the dark. You're not operating blindly. You are operating off of what
Wow.
people already signed off on.
Wow.
Your community has signed off on saying, "Hey, I like that, I like that, I like that."
Yo, shout out to everybody, man. And shout out to everybody. I want to add some Sky. That's what we need. We need to I'm about to gamify and I'm gonna be there Saturday because I'm signing up too, because I'm gonna need to bring Skylark over into what we do with our coffee and crypto university as well. Because just to start rewarding people for the great work they're doing in our Discord group. So we'll talk more. This is crazy.
Yeah. So
I'm still mind blown, y'all. Y'all think I'm playing like this
the
stuff
la-
is good.
last thing is just some pictures, right? So
Oh wow, look.
one of the quests was a picture quest for people to share, their first sip that they took of the coffee.
Wow.
So that was a couple people there to share, they shared their images,
Natural.
but you know what this is UGC, user generated content. So you were able to source this without doing like too much effort. Like you asked for those that were willing to participate. They participated and they shared some images, and now you have proof of individuals that showed up. So again, coming back to one of the very first points and to why you asked me what businesses I want to break into, this is why I like physical.
Okay.
You get real engagement. You can still collect polls and um all that, but you can now build a physical journey for people to participate. And with all the digital stuff nowadays, let's like get people to come and do something that's real.
Mm, it's good. That was real good, Joe.
Yeah.
That was real good.
So let me also
real
get the
good.
link for I'm gonna drop the link in the chat
And
in the Zoom chat.
okay, perfect. And we may have just so y'all know, if there's anybody that has anything to say, you can raise your hand. If we can keep this questions or comments to a minimum, because I know that got to get up out of here soon. Um, if anybody has anything, you can raise your hand, and if not, then it's all good. This episode, y'all already know, will be available to you guys. This episode will be available very soon. Well, right after this, right? And one thing that I want to start asking for our community to actually do, if you guys don't mind, one of the biggest things that would be extremely helpful to all of us would actually be if after the YouTube video is done, right? So once we're done with the YouTube video, if you all can just take the time to go back to my YouTube channel once it's over and just comment every episode, just comment, like it, but comment on there and just share one thing you like, one thing you love, one thing you learned about today's episode. It would really help with increasing the amount of viewers on our YouTube channel. So just for the people that really rock with us, that really cares about what we're doing, if you guys don't mind after each episode going back to the YouTube channel and just commenting, and that will help us out a lot. Go ahead, Joe. This is
Yeah.
even.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I just posted this in the chat.
Okay.
And so just again, if you are able to come in person, you're gonna get a reward right out the gate, right? So we are going to be giving away some rewards just for showing up. And then we'll also be having an activation scavenger hunt that will actually take place.
Oh, another scavenger hunt as well?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. And what I'm gonna do real quick, what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna take that same link and I'll be dropping that link. So if you're inside of our Discord community for Coffee and Crypto Academy, I recommend y'all getting in ASAP. Okay. A lot of things are about to change. There y'all go. I just dropped it in. Well, that's in the 6 week section. I'm going to drop it here, but there y'all go. So you now have the link right there in Discord as well. So y'all go ahead, sign up for this, get registered, and make sure you stay plugged in and tapped in with Joe. I'm gonna call on Billy because I got room for one question. So go ahead, Billy. Feel free to unmute, man.
Hey guys, man, y'all are looking like gazillionaires over there today.
Thank you.
Um, look, you don't know how much you're helping us learn about the extra processes, not just buy some Bitcoin. The show takes us further than we can. Uh, well, I can't imagine. I mean, you're imagining it in your own mind, but you're sharing it with me. It's something that we're learning. I'll have to go back to Zactric has one up on me. He has a wallet there I ain't got now. I want that damn wallet, so I had to go back and watch this episode so I can figure out what I'm missing out on. I mean, because I feel like I probably signed up somewhere on one of these shows, but I'm a little lost. See, I'm a little confused, but y'all are just teaching us. You're teaching us how to expand. It's, I mean, what the whole financial market, our next 10 years, 25 years of our life. You're just breaking new ground. You know, somebody asked me last night, "What are you invested in?" I said, "I'm way ahead of this. I'm not figuring out how to use an Exodus wallet to buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. I'm into, you know, it's amazing. So thank you for the call. Thanks for what's going on.
You're welcome.
I wish I could tippy toe over there, but I'm gonna see if I can participate. And
Well, Billy,
I appreciate y'all's time today. Love the
well,
pup, brother.
Billy, you have a venue, you have a space in Mississippi. I'm not sure how Skylark would fit into Crawbillies and what you do.
Remember Crawl Billy?
It's Crawbilly.
With the crawfish, yeah.
Yeah, this Crawbilly right here
Yeah.
talking. Yeah. Yeah, everybody know Crawbilly, man. So
Prolicious.
yeah, Billy, I think you should still get on this weekend because, like you said, you'll be able to get on the Zoom or the Google Meet. Um, Sign up. I'm not sure what your budget is, but sign up and support if you can and figure out because these are things that you can activate yourself now on Skylark. So I'm guessing the user
Mm.
experience is getting much better. It's easier
Yeah,
for people
yeah,
to use,
yeah.
stuff like that, right? So the user experience of Skylark is very easy to use. It's friendly. And if you have questions, good thing is, Joe is inside of our Discord group as well with Coffee and
Yeah,
Crypto. So
yeah.
you can always tag him at Sidetrack on Discord and you can ask him questions, and I'm pretty sure Joe, when he has time, he'll reach back out and help you out. So,
You know, it, it's amazing. You even taught me Discord. So here you are talking me how to use the process. I mean, you're teaching us the strategy and the process. It's amazing. I have a
okay,
one of the biggest days of my life coming up Saturday, and so I'll be in the Discord figuring out what I missed. So I'll try to participate. Thank you.
awesome.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you. So yeah, make sure you guys please support Joe this weekend. We would love to see you all in the building. If you're in Atlanta, we'd love to see you on Zoom if you're around the world. This is open to all countries. All right. So just plug in, tap in. Is there any words of anything you got to say before we get up out of here? How can people follow you? Make sure people follow you on social
So
media.
yeah, on IG, you can follow me on Skylark Nova.
Skylark Nova.
On everything.
That's SKYLARKNOVA, Skylark Nova. Okay. And then also, what about for Twitter? Skylark.
Everything Skylark Nova.
Everything is Skylark Nova. you can directly connect with him. So make sure you guys go ahead, plug in with Skylark. I will also make sure that in the description below, I add that information. I will go and personally add the Twitter. I'll add the hyperlinks so that if you're watching this later, you can just scroll down at the bottom of this video and just click it. Also, I'll go ahead today since the event ain't until Saturday, and I'll put that link in the bio too. So if you guys are rewatching this, you can go ahead and register at that link. Availability to register is all week. So we look forward to seeing y'all soon. And thank you all so much. And Joe, I appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Yes.
And Nova, thank you for being here too.